All right, so we're gonna dig in. I want to just make this a really kind of quick call, a quick connect call. I felt like our call last week was awesome. Something that's just really, I think, important is keeping sticking together as a team, staying connected and plugging in. Like you can never like go wrong with just staying plugged into the team and all the things. So really quickly, coming off of this BCPP promotion, our team is literally already at ambassador, which is insane considering the fact that last month we achieved a couple thousand over ambassador right at the last day of the month. So if that doesn't tell you what we're doing here and where we're going and what this month we're capable of, I don't know what will. Something to think about here is like, okay, so the BCPP is it's 12,000. It's 12,000. So we had originally as a team, like back several months ago, we had hit influencer, like right pretty much out of the gates. We went to ambassador very quickly and then we hit influencer. We held that for 3 or 4 months, for sure three, because we got our influencer cuff, but I think it was 4. And then since then we have not hit it. We've been sort of struggling through the summer to hit ambassador. With the size of team we have, we should, in my opinion, be a little bit above that. However, we know how the summer months were. We know how things go, and it is what it is. And I'm grateful that we just held that and that we kept steady, and our team still grew, and all the things. But something to think about is, even though the BCPP was an incredible incentive, don't you think that a lot of times the incentive for the customer is really motivating to us, right? Like, we're more motivated to share because we're like, yes, they get something for free. This is incredible. It's a great time to stock up, blah, blah, blah. So they're getting something for free. And then we're able to sort of like make it a little bit more enticing to them because of the free item. Do you really think, and I don't know, I'm being really honest and saying, do you really think that the free lip gloss was the thing that made so many people jump over the edge? Some people, yes. But the fact of the matter is you had something to give you a boost and fire underneath your butt to invite, to send more messages, to follow up, to reach out, to reach more people. A $28 lip gloss is awesome, but it's nothing compared to what you have in your pocket with your follow-up, with your fire, with all the things that you want to share. So with that being said, even though the incentive's over and it might feel like, meh, now I have nothing to share, like, now how am I going to get these people to jump? If I couldn't get very many people to jump with a free lip gloss, how am I going to get very many people to jump, like, in general? And the truth is I want you guys to think about this. I want you guys to go back to trying to get a product in people's hands, not $150 worth. Doesn't matter. We don't care. We don't need we don't need to give them $150 worth of product. We need to give them a facial bar and Clarilite, or foundation and primer if they're willing, right? So go back to that, just thinking about like little things that we can do, even like getting people in at a smaller level entry. Does that make sense? Smaller entry level, like spending wise, because that's a lot of times when people are like, and that's where I always revert back to the foundation, because I feel like the foundation is a really easy sell. I feel like if the person wears makeup, they're going to potentially really like the foundation, like pretty much without a doubt. So I want you guys to think about that, because we have to strategize and we have to get like creative. And it's not that we need to feel like, okay, now what, because it's like, it's kind of like the beginning of the month. Sometimes we feel this like defeat of like, okay, like I did what I could. I messaged and I followed up and I, did X, Y, and Z. And now we're back at the first and I'm back at 0. And I feel like bleh. And I don't want it to feel that way, because it shouldn't, because like, this is the time that your business matters most, in my opinion. And again, I've never been through a Black Friday. none of y'all have with Crunchy. Ellen has, I know, with previous company. So she knows the hype and she's talked a lot about it. But which it's funny because with my last business, this was not a popular time. Like this time of year, fitness was not a popular time because everybody's got a million excuses in the books, right? Which is easy for us as advocates to have a million excuses in the books of why we're busy, why we have family stuff, this and that and the other. But you're gonna, in my opinion, this is what I'm telling myself, and this is what I'm encouraging you guys to do, is if there was ever a time that you're building your business and you have your head down, because it's now. Because all the things that you did for the lip gloss incentive, you planted so many more seeds than you would have had we not had the lip gloss incentive. So that's really awesome because you covered, think of the ground you covered, think of the seeds you planted, think of the conversations that you started. Maybe you gave samples, maybe you talked to somebody about a future party, maybe you talked to somebody about doing like a one-on-one or whatever. I know a lot of you guys have like a lot of things in your back pocket, and it stinks when it doesn't feel like it's right here and right now. On the way home today from Arkansas, I probably sent, I would say, close to about 50 messages. You want to know how many people responded? Maybe 5. Did it make me want to quit? Did it make me mad? Did it make me frustrated with my business? No, it didn't. Because it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if they don't want to do this or they don't want, it doesn't matter. I can't control it. It didn't make me mad. It didn't make me frustrated. Would it have used to, like, would that have bothered me? Maybe. But you have to get to the point where you're like, you know what? This is what I'm doing. My vision is so strong. My goals are so strong. I know where Crunchy's going. I want to be with the mission and the movement. I want to bring women on. I want to do this. Like, I see such a vision and I have a passion for this that I don't really, I mean, I honestly, I want people to do this with me. I want them to love the products. I want them to see that this is an incredible opportunity and these products are the cream of the crop. But I can only do so much, right, to make them see that. So with that being said, I want you guys to like really think about being thick-skinned in this month. Anytime with your business. I want you to be so dang excited and determined to make waves with this, knowing that consistency over time equals success. I don't care. I don't care what else. Consistency over time equals success. So if you were to continue, and this is where we need to strategize, and this is where I want your guys' like feedback, because it's important to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Like, I have 2 brand new advocates who had messenger parties this past weekend. Let me think, 3 people, no, 2, and 0, zilch, nada, not an order, not much interaction. And I hate it for the new advocates coming in because I never want people to feel like this is the destined to their business, that this messenger party that didn't go as planned wasn't, has anything to do with their future potential success, because it doesn't. It's the fact of the matter is that, because think about what we do in a messenger party. It's very little, it's really not a ton of information. It's very quick. It's out there. It's simple. It's not meant to be fancy. It is what it is. And most of the people, probably all the people, it's their first time exposure to Crunchy. Like, what do you expect them to do? Just pull the trigger and jump and buy $150 worth of product that they've never even heard of? Some people do, but few do, right? We know how this works. So my suggestion is we get really excited and really creative and continue to throw things at the wall to see what sticks. And this is also where I'm going to recommend that you guys continue to do, I always say 10 times your efforts, 10 times your past efforts, but maybe 10 times is like too much for you right now. And maybe 5 times is what's comfortable, and that's okay. Or that's what's kind of going to push you. Regardless, if you're doing more than what you've been doing, and like, I personally feel like, and some of you guys feel this way maybe too, because I know you guys have been super consistent and I know you guys have been leveling up and doing all kinds of things. So I'm not saying 10 times your efforts that you've been doing this past week. I'm just saying 10 times previous efforts and continue that path that you're on. Because I know that I'm kind of sort of 10 times in my efforts, and I'm going to have to, with the goal that I have in place, this month, because next month they're not giving us an incentive to earn more that I know of. Okay. So I'm personally taking advantage of the fact that I can maximize my income this month in the biggest way. And I want you guys to feel that way too. So with that being said, I think this is where I think that, and I know we've talked so much about hosts, but what'd you say, Kathy, about what? Sorry, I didn't know what you meant. Yes, that book's incredible. I have that book somewhere in my bookshelf. I'm looking, but I don't see it in there. It is a good book if you're looking for something. Yeah. So my personal PV for this month, I want to do 10K. I know that's really like probably crazy, but you know what that is in commission? If I hit 10K PV, you know what that is? That's half of 10K. Okay. 50%. So will I hit it? I don't know. Right now I'm behind on that. And I worked quite a bit in Arkansas. So, but I'm not discouraged. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do what I can do. And I'm going to continue to do that and to work harder as I can. But something that I'm going to need to do, or I'm going to really struggle this month to hit my PV goal. And I recommend you guys do the same. And I know you guys are working on this, but like right now I have one live event that's an in-person event at this decor shop downtown near me in the town that Tracy grew up in. And I don't know how it's going to go. I really don't. I'm kind of like, it could go just completely goose egg, right? So I'm not looking for, sorry, my Zoom just went off. I don't know. I feel like I can't count on that to have expectations. But my point is, like, if I continue to try to just get order by order by order by order by myself, this is going to take a while. It's going to be hard to hit that. I need to get a couple hosts so that I can hit, like we've talked before, if you get a host and you have $1,000 party or even a $500 party, how incredible is that you were able to speak to that network and you didn't have to message and invite and do more work, right? Let's work smarter, not harder. And so in order for that to happen, I've got to take some time to really reach out to people, see if I can get some hosts. And then another thing that I'm going to do, which I really recommend you guys doing this month, just because of the incentive, just because so many of you want to at least get to the 2K. And I know some of you want to get to the 3 to the 4K, is have a last minute. It doesn't have to be last minute, but have a party. And I know Kathy's doing this. I've done this before where it's super last minute. It's at my house. I'm just trying to get 3 to 5 people at my house for an in-person, just to see if there's anybody who hasn't got to come before, which I've only done one at my house. So that's like, but to try to just get a few people there. So think about that too, because how cool would it be if you plant all these seeds throughout the month? You've already planted a bunch. You guys know that. You've already showed up for months and months, and you've shared these products, and you've shared your passion, and you've done different things to try to get people involved. Think of what you could do. Think of the people that are going to like bloom or pull the trigger or blossom, however you want to say it, by the time the end of this month comes. But what if you had an in-person event and it was like super simple, and you invited some people over and you just hustled to get that many people, a few people at your house? How awesome would that be to know that, like, if you had a few people coming to your house at the end of the month, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to have like $300 to $600 party on top of your PV, to where that's solidified, you're golden. Okay. So that's my suggestion. Of course, there's other things that you can strategize to do. Like I'm literally trying to maximize I'm trying to not overthink anything I'm doing. Like just right before this call, I got on and I just did a quick skincare routine stories. I'm like, I haven't talked about my skincare on my stories for a while. I'm going to throw that up. And then I'm of course doing some other things that have nothing to do with skincare. And I'm just showing up like mindset wise and things that I like to share. But then I'm like, okay, now how can I show up a little bit different, a little bit, how can I serve the people that are watching me more? How can I serve them more? And it's not that I'm needing to work a bunch harder. It's just that how can I share more and show up more, instead of, I feel like so often we're scrolling, we're looking, we're thinking, okay, who can I invite? And I need to do this, I need to do that. No, just like, literally go down the line of the things, the priorities you need to do tomorrow to show up, because every day is going to matter. Like I told Claire last night, I said, I'm going to really have to bust my tail to create the goal to make the goal that I want this month happen. But every day is going to matter. Like every day is going to count. That's why I felt like I couldn't take the time off when I went to Arkansas, but I still did unplug, and it was fine. I had just had some downtime to work. So with that being said, I would love to just hear what any of you guys are thinking, feeling. This is where I just feel like we're better together, and I don't have all the answers, and I'm over here just like, I even told someone again today, like, I'm like, you know, I still am like, what am I doing sometimes, some days, because I feel like, no, sometimes like you guys, I feel like, I know you guys get this, you feel like nobody cares. Nobody cares what I'm sharing. Nobody cares what I'm saying. Does anybody care about clean products like I do? And the truth is they do. They just, you know, they don't know. They're just maybe starting their journey. They're not where we are. And it's easy for us to just get frustrated, but we also have to be patient. Patience is really hard. It's something I struggle with, but we have to be really patient and just trusting the process, and focusing on what we can control. So with that being said, does anybody like have anything they want to share? Any thoughts about like the promotion and kind of maybe, I mean, and I'm just going to really share the fact that I want you guys to keep in mind one big thing that I forgot to mention that's like going to make a huge difference in our income and PV this month is the bundles that are coming up very soon. I think that y'all are hearing about that Wednesday. So that's really exciting. So I want you to be hopeful, and I want you to be excited for that, because it's going to be, it's going to be good. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be good. You're gonna like it, because it's going to help people at a lower entry level. Okay. And that's what's really important. And I think that's what's really helpful, is a lot of times just getting people in the door with some products, helping them start their non-toxic life. Because something I know I need to do, that I need to focus more on, is I need to educate people more. I think educate myself more on non-toxic, like on ingredient wise. And then I also need to educate people more, because I feel like my group, even though I talk about non-toxic products, do I really share a lot about education around it? Not as much as I could. So that's something that I want to focus on more, because I think that it's important to put things in perspective of what they're using and the products they're using. Like how many people are using stuff with phenoxyethanol? Like I guarantee you, everybody can find something in their home with phenoxyethanol, like even me. Okay. So does anybody like want to share anything that they're doing or anything that they're, okay, please.
Mostly, I mean, I'm all about the samples anyways, but I've been trying to just kind of offer those up in general. And I don't have a big network locally because I moved. So what I'm trying to focus on is, one, I'm offering up the samples, but then anybody that I find that is local, that is interested or claims samples or wants samples or anything like that, I then offer them a one-on-one, which I had one girl, my conversation last night, she took the poll and she went and sampled, and I was like, you know what? You know, I can drop some samples off, but I would love to stop over and let you try all the makeup, do a full face. That way you can get your hands on everything and just try it out. And she, you know, she ended up taking that offer. So that's kind of for anybody that doesn't feel like they have like a local network. That's what I'm kind of trying to do there. But then also being strategic. So I shared this last week on the call. I ran a lot with the BCPV promotion and reaching out to family members and that kind of stuff just to find hosts. And so I did have 2 parties this week, which they were pretty much a flop, but that's going to happen with parties in general. You're basically kind of just looking for your next rabbit hole. But I was able to line up a lot of people that were willing to do parties. I haven't scheduled them yet because I'm kind of waiting until they release the bundles to be strategic and kind of try and host my parties when the bundles are going to be released or whatever the next thing is that's coming out. And then like Tabitha said, I'm just going to go out on the limb And I'm just going to invite anybody and everybody that wants to come to my house, kind of just have an open house. I talked to Tracy a little bit about this because I know she's had several in person, but just kind of have people over, let them try things out. If they take it, they take it. But also,
is she there? Is she gone? She gone. Someone is frozen. I think it's not, I don't think it's my internet. I think it's Kathy's, right? Because y'all aren't frozen. Does anyone else, while we're waiting on her to hop back on, does anybody else want to share anything that you're thinking about doing, Kayla?
Yeah, I've just been, I have a lot of people that say, well, I had one girl in particular that said she didn't want to host because she has a ton of product, because she was one of my, she got like 5 half off items, and she ordered previous to that too. So she did have a lot of product. So I said, hey, I know, you don't want to host a party, but I'm trying to kind of, share this with more people. Would you be interested in, having a group party page, and inviting your friends, but making it like a host or a mystery hostess type thing. So everyone would have a chance to, be the hostess and reap the benefits. And you could even, I don't know how, if you just want to do it, like if you order, you're in for the mystery. Otherwise, if you comment on anything, you're in for the drawing to be the hostess. I don't know. I'm just thinking of ways just to kind of extend my network a little bit. So anyway, that was just one thing I was trying. I haven't had success yet.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. I think it's good to spice it up too, to try different things, because it feels exciting. It feels more exciting to you, as you're building your business, but it also sometimes just piques people's interest, and it could be the time where someone's like, yeah, that sounds like awesome, and I'd love to, or whatever. So yeah,
or it just might be like, okay, well, why not?
Right. Yeah. A lot of people are, you have to think, like, a lot of people are easygoing, and they're just going to be like, okay, sure. Like, sure, we'll try it and see what happens. And a lot of people, think they have to be like time committed. They're like, well, I have a lot going on, and I don't know, like, it's a super busy time for me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to really do anything. Like, it's really going to take very minimal, anyways. There you are.
Hi. I have no idea where I got cut off there.
It's fine. You were talking about, I'm trying to think of the last thing you said, about the other parties had flopped, rabbit holes, one-on-ones. I don't know where.
Basically, I'm just trying anybody that's local. I am, offering up samples first, and anybody that tries to get a sample, I'm then following up with, hey, I'd also love to do a one-on-one, trying to get in people's faces more, because we all know one-on-ones typically tend to do a little bit better. But also then just being strategic, because I have a lot of people that offer to do parties, but I didn't actually schedule because I'm kind of waiting for the release of when the bundles are going to come out, but should just be strategic in hopes to, if the bundles are released during those parties, have more people actually pull the trigger and then just go for that. So just kind of being strategic. And then I'm all about throwing samples at people.
Yeah. No, I love that, about the bundles and like centering the parties around those. That's so smart. I need to get to work on hosts really bad. But I also think too, sometimes I wonder if, how people are sort of intimidated by makeup in general, and sometimes just by like things with skincare. I think too, sometimes if we invite them to like a big party, not big, but if we invite them to like a big, like a party at our house, sometimes I wonder if they're thinking like, "Ooh, that's just really not my thing." Whereas like if they did a one-on-one and you're like, "But what if we did a one-on-one?" Sometimes I think just offering options for them to try, whether it's samples, whether it's like, "Hey, why don't you just come over and like you can try all my stuff." Like you can just try it all. I think that some people are thinking, okay, well, there's like no obligation in that. So I think that's something, it's kind of a matter of giving people options to experience the products in the way that they're sort of comfortable, that can be kind of helpful too.
And see, I think I would be the opposite, because a one-on-one situation to me would be more intimidating because I can't
Yeah.
hide within the group. Group.
Right.
Like,
True.
I feel more obligated because I can't like disappear.
Right.
But I think that's exactly getting to like exactly what you're saying. Like you kind of have to throw it all out there because different people and their personalities are going to be attracted to different things.
Yeah.
So.
And don't you guys think, like, I know Tracy's done this, and I know Kathy, you did your first one the other day, like maybe you had done another one-on-one before, but like as the person doing it, as the advocate doing it, it can feel a little different too, because you're like, okay, like, you're trying to get them to use all the product, but you don't want to be pushy, but it's a little bit of a learning curve for you or for me. I feel like in knowing how to, because some people are easier to talk to than others. Some people are just like, like, yeah, okay, they start going to town with the product, and other people again are just a little bit more reserved, and it can be kind of challenging in how to help them and how to like work with them during that time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely getting out a lot of your comfort zone for both people.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything you want to share? Anything that you're like planning for the end of the month? Or, I mean, we literally are at the 11th. Like we have so much time. It's insane. Like you can double, triple where you are right now. Like I've said, like one awesome party and you've just completely changed pretty much your month, And so, but then it's like the month's getting away from us. So I'm over here thinking I've got to get my butt in order. So, anybody else want to share anything? I just wanted to like connect. The only other thing I wanted to kind of do was I really wanted to spend a few minutes, and we don't have to stay on here and do this. But I think we should spend some time when we get off this call thinking about hosts, thinking about people we haven't asked to host, thinking about just throwing it at the wall to see if it sticks, because you never know. It's easy to think like she's not going to want to do a party, but what if she doesn't really care? What if she doesn't really like care that much about the products? She likes them, okay, but she is like, sure, yeah, let's do it. Like I could get some half off items, and then she's got like 3 family members who buy skincare bundles. There you have it. Like we doubt ourselves, and we discount and doubt the person sometimes we're asking. But I think that I know there's a ton of people I haven't asked to do a party because I'm probably in my head about it because I'm thinking they probably won't want to, but then I'm just discounting myself and giving myself a disadvantage. So, do you guys want to do we want to get off here and just like spend a little time, and we'll talk in the Bossin' Up group, which Ellen, I need to add you to this Bossin' Up group that we have because it's a thread. And we could just like chat in there about it, maybe. Want to? And hold ourselves accountable. And then I really encourage you guys, just because I haven't been good about this and I'd like to be better about watching the FAC Power Hours. I think it could be really beneficial for us. I don't know. I haven't done those really. So I just think it could be helpful it's always good when something triggers you to try something new, right? And to see what other people are doing, because I want to learn from other people who are having uber success. So I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to just put that on your list and get that done, because it's going to make you work more than it would have if you wouldn't have watched it. So I can't think of anything else to say, I really hope that you guys are considering, if you're not already, I hope you're considering going to retreat in January. I would just love to have as many people from our team there as we can, just because I think it's going to be so fun and it's just going to be a great experience. And it sounds like corporate's really doing a lot to make it awesome because they're having more time to create things for it since they postponed it. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for getting on. Happy Monday. I feel like I don't know what day it is, but it's Monday.
Bye, ladies.
Okay, see you
It's
guys.
Monday.
Okay. It's Monday. All right, bye.